Hi, Nigel. Sorry to be so negative straight away, but can I just hold you to task on this post? You're saying Labour are in far more trouble than anyone realises. I think Vlad realises, to be fair. And don't just take my word for it, take Tucker Carlson's word for it. That would be the Tucker Carlson that Justin Trudeau said under oath in Canada was helping Putin spread disinformation via Russia Today. Now, I bet that takes you on a trip down memory lane, doesn't it? Because you used to work for Russia Today. Great tash, by the way. A little bit of a spiv, isn't it? You know, a bit of a con artist. It suits you. Today has been all about Danny Kruger, though, who's referred to you as a charismatic captain on a pirate ship. Meanwhile, you framed Danny's speech as showing that you are being responsible and preparing for government. And how are you going to do that? Yeah, you're just going to ignore international law. You're going to put people in the House of Lords, get rid of the civil servants, to enable you to transform the pirate ship into a Royal Navy battleship. And if all of that's not scary enough, Danny Kruger says, yes, you are going to base yourself on Donald Trump. Because Danny and Zia have got a plan for government. I mean, Zia used to have a plan for Doge, didn't he? But then that went a bit dodge. I mean, this picture already feels like a lifetime ago, doesn't it? Look, there's Lyndon, suck it up or fuck off, there she is. And Aaron Banks. Aaron, of course, is who you sat in the spectators gallery last week when you were on strike and wouldn't sit in the members area for PMQs. There you are, look. It's a lovely picture of the two, isn't it? Just holding hands. Anyway, I digress. Zia gleefully spoke just about firing people, whereas I can't believe people asked Danny once again about Sarah Pochin. Is she racist or isn't she? Allow me a small tangent to say I think the rules of our parliament are absolutely batshit crazy. Like, if somebody is racist, surely you should be able to name that in the mother of all parliaments. But there again, I think you should also be able to name when somebody's lying. Like your hero-worshipping little reform councillor, Joseph Boehm, who's already lost several jobs within the council. Here he is looking like he's doing an Ava Perón impression, addressing the crowds, whereas in reality he's got a little podium in his bedroom and a couple of flags. Anyway, I digress. Danny has reassured us once and for all that Sarah might have sounded like she was being racist, but she really wasn't. Because the fact that it drove her mad that blacks and Asians were seen in adverts was not a racist comment. I mean, to be fair, it was a really stupid comment, wasn't it? Because actually, the advertisers do it not because they're woke, but actually because it helps their profits. It increases the value of their brand. Mind you saying that, I think the fact that 50% of your graphic today was of a brown person made me think that you were possibly trolling Sarah Pochin. I mean, I'm old enough to remember when Sarah got up in Parliament to say that as a government, they should say what women should wear. And I'm old enough to remember when Zia responded to that and called her a bit dumb. Or how about that time she made out on a political programme that women that cover their faces are not allowed to speak to anybody else, which of course is utter bollocks. I mean, I'm beginning to think that the responsible thing to do is just sort out the 5 MPs you've got, to be fair. Or invest in media training so they can lie better. Here's Danny on LBC saying that Sarah being racist was just a slip of the tongue. Now, nobody's perfect, Nigel, and we can all stumble over words, right? But I've never stumbled over words and ended up being a racist. Anyway, good news though. Seemingly, your party have realised what a disaster the Bloomberg podcast was for you. So they've all come out guns a-blazing today. Here's Zia trying his best to gaslight people into thinking, no, you really are intelligent because you read books. History books at that, because the principles are always the same throughout history. Well, they might be right. Do you remember that time that you had to flee Rotherham back in 2015 because the people of Rotherham were protesting because you were blatantly exploiting the vulnerable victims of the grooming gangs? So they forced you out of their town. This was my favourite propaganda piece today, though, written by your ex-PR person, Gawain Towler, saying, after that Bloomberg interview, does Nigel do God? And indeed, he goes on to explain why, yes, you are a very godly person. The triad of family, community and country that defines reform defines you. Which, to be fair, Nigel, I didn't find that reassuring because you've shafted your family several times. Gawain somehow went on to make free speech a Christian value. So you need to send that memo to Nadine, because I don't think she got it. She was unhappy because the BBC Question Time audience didn't seem to think she was a political genius. I mean, in fact, they laughed at her. And to tie it all together, Gawain said that you want to protect the Christian right to express concerns around other sort of marriages and sexuality, which I guess means that you're not going to do anything about Danny Kruger's slip of the tongue today either, which of course would be the responsible thing to do. Anyway, good chat, as you were.